In the dimly lit corners of the internet, there lies a web of stories twisting and turning, where reality blurs with fiction. Among these tales, one stands out like an eerie whisper in the dark. It is a story of an alternate reality game, or ARG, that some claim was more than just a game. Was this experience a genuine experiment, or merely an elaborate ruse? To understand this enigma, we must first peel back the layers of what an ARG truly is. These games invite players to immerse themselves in a narrative that transcends traditional boundaries, often utilizing real-world elements and digital platforms to create a feeling of authenticity. Players become part of the story, solving puzzles, interacting with characters, and uncovering hidden secrets. But in this case, the line between fiction and reality becomes increasingly murky. The particular ARG we are diving into is known as the Tension Experience. Launched in 2016, it promised a unique blend of horror and psychological exploration. The creators, a group known as the Tension Experience, claimed that this was not merely entertainment. It was a journey into the depths of the human psyche. Participants were invited to confront their fears, question their realities, and ultimately discover themselves. As the game began, players received cryptic messages, enigmatic videos, and mysterious phone calls that drew them deeper into the narrative. The premise was unsettling. A shadowy organization known as the Abaddon was said to be watching them, manipulating circumstances to probe into their personal lives. Many reported feelings of paranoia, as if they were being followed. Some even claimed that the game had altered their perceptions of reality. But was it just an immersive experience, or was there a darker purpose? The creators encouraged players to share their experiences online, leading to a flood of personal stories. "I thought it was just a game until I realized they knew things about me that no one should know," one participant wrote. The chilling implications of this statement hint at a deeper, perhaps more sinister aspect of the game. As players delved into the narrative, they encountered psychological challenges designed to provoke real emotional responses. The game blurred the lines of consent and psychological safety. Was it ethical to manipulate players' emotions for the sake of entertainment? Some critics argue that the game crossed a line, turning what should have been a fun experience into a psychological experiment. "I felt like a lab rat," one player commented, expressing their discomfort with the emotional toll the game took on them. Yet the creators maintained that their intention was to explore the boundaries of storytelling and human experience. They claimed to be interested in the psychological impact of narrative. But the question lingers, could this really be considered an experiment? To answer this, we must look at how the game was structured. The Tension Experience was meticulously crafted. The creators employed techniques borrowed from psychology and performance art. They designed scenarios meant to evoke fear, curiosity, and introspection, pushing players to confront their own limitations. Each interaction was a carefully calculated move, intended to elicit a specific response. This level of orchestration raises eyebrows. Were the creators genuinely interested in exploring the human condition, or were they simply crafting a spectacle to draw in viewers? The players' testimonials reveal a mix of fascination and fear. "I was hooked, but at the same time I was terrified of what I might uncover about myself," one participant shared. This duality, attraction and apprehension, creates a compelling narrative. It mirrors the very essence of horror itself, the allure of the unknown, the thrill of stepping into darkness. As the game progressed, the tension escalated. Participants were asked to engage in real-world challenges, pushing their boundaries further. Some were even invited to confront their fears in person, attending events that felt more like psychological trials than mere entertainment. This radical approach forced players to question their own realities. "It felt like I was in a psychological thriller," another player noted, "except it was my life." But amidst the thrill and chaos, ethical concerns arose. Critics began questioning the morality of such an immersive experience. What happens when the lines of reality are blurred so intensely? Is it right to expose participants to potentially harmful situations for the sake of storytelling? The creators defended their approach, claiming that participants were always informed of the nature of the experience. However, many felt that the emotional manipulation was far from transparent. As discussions about the ethics of the game proliferated online, the creators remained shrouded in mystery. They often communicated through cryptic social media posts and clandestine events, further fueling speculation about their true intentions. Some players speculated that they were part of a larger social experiment, leading to a myriad of theories about the game's implications on mental health and societal norms. In the aftermath of the tension experience, a question lingers in the air. Was it truly a genuine experiment, or just an elaborate game cloaked in psychological theatrics? The answer may not be so simple. Perhaps the real experiment was not merely about manipulating players, but about exploring the boundaries of storytelling itself. It's a reflection on the human condition, a study of fear, trust, and the unknown. As we step back from the depths of this rabbit hole, we are left with more questions than answers. The allure of the tension experience lies not just in its narrative, but in its ability to provoke thought. It challenges us to consider the ethics of engagement, the nature of reality, and our own psychological limits. In this digital age, where boundaries are continually pushed, we must ask ourselves, at what point does entertainment become manipulation? And how far are we willing to go for the sake of experience? The mystery may still be out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the next curious soul to step into the darkness. As we navigate through the layers of truth and deception, we are reminded that some questions may never be fully answered. The experience lingers, haunting the corners of our minds, urging us to look deeper, to confront the unknown, and perhaps to embrace the shadows that dance just beyond our understanding.